Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of One Mic, where I watch shit so you don't have to. Today I'm here to talk about episode 5 of season 1 of WandaVision, entitled On a Very Special Episode. And it was a very special episode indeed. Not quite the information dump that we got last week, but we still learned a lot more, and we had a pretty big reveal at the end. So moving on to the episode itself, we kind of split time in this episode between the false reality that Wanda has created within Westview and actual reality. Wanda is kind of losing her ability a bit to maintain the illusion. We see some cool stuff while we're in there. We see the twin boys grow up like instantly. Like in one scene, they're still babies, and the scene doesn't even cut really. Like it's not like it changes scenes or locations or anything like that. It's kind of like it just pans over it, and now they're like 5. And then there's a moment later where they actually make themselves grow older. So to 10, so they can keep this dog. And so we're seeing kind of like a willful manipulation of this world. And then we see Vision as well, starting to notice the breaks in the illusion as well. Vision actually seemingly, not seemingly, it was pretty obvious, by his own control, was able to take one of the individuals in his office and kind of like snap them out and wake them up. And they completely fucking panicked, as you would. And then he was actually able to put this person's mind back into the illusion, which I thought that was kind of cool. And awesome scene towards the end. Vision is getting more and more aware of everything that's going on around him. And you see him get pissed off. It's like, Wanda, quit fucking with me. What's going on? He starts to levitate. She starts to do her little hand thing. And he's yelling at her and shit. And what's funny is that I'm thinking like, wow, he's never gone in like this before. And then she goes, you've never talked to me like this before. I'm like, damn, is Wanda controlling me? But so we get a whole lot of information within the illusion. And then we also get some information outside of it. Monica's working with Darcy and what's his name? Wong? Wu? Wong or Wu? It's one of those two. The cop from Ant-Man. And yeah, trying to just kind of like piece together what's going on. They're realizing that Wanda is far more powerful than they had expected. She can create, not only did she create this world, but it's very tangible. She's changing reality essentially. Like everything that she's creating is real. Like and like, you know, hard structures, like, you know, like this table, like it's a tangible structure, whereas that she's created with her power. So like that shows that that's her exhibiting a level of power that she hasn't shown to this point. So we get to see a lot of that. We get to see her actually emerge from Westview, issue some harrowing threats, and then go back. So they're really starting to lean into the mental fragility of Wanda, which I'm enjoying that piece of it. I like to see her kind of like, you know, I'm going to hold on to this because of, all the fucked up things that happened in the final 2 Avengers films. Like, you know, I'm going to hang on to this, and I will fuck you up if you try to stop it. And I like that energy. I like that threatening energy. So really interesting things going on there. I'm interested to see. I'm noticing that also the decades appear to be changing with the episodes in a manner that is consistent. So what I mean by that is it doesn't seem like it's arbitrary. We were in the 70s last week. We're in the 80s this week. And the way the episodes line up, episode 6 could be the 90s, episode 7 can be the 2000s, episode 8 can be the 2010s, and then episode 9 can be present day. So all that kind of adds up. The 80s motif that they brought into this episode was it's interesting because some of the time I can catch it easily where it's very obvious, like the Bewitched vibe in the first episode. But this one was pretty obvious too. Big family ties, intro music, intro visuals, all that kind of stuff. Very clearly meant to be family ties. So definitely sitting in the 80s, which was fun. Really looking forward to seeing the 90s. I watched this preview of the back half of the season, and it's in the first trailer for the season as well. But seeing Vision in the classic comic book outfit, that's going to be pretty cool. I would imagine that'll happen next week. So lots of good stuff coming down the road on WandaVision, it seems like. So and the way all this is inevitably going to tie into the MCU is also really interesting to me. So the big reveal that everyone's probably here, everyone who's watching this video is probably looking for me to talk about. At the end of the episode, Wanda's dead brother reappears at her door, Pietro, but it is not Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played Pietro in Age of Ultron. It's Evan Peters, who played Pietro in the X-Men movies, be more specific, Days of Future Past and Apocalypse. This is interesting because this clearly opens up now. It's kind of twofold, right? Within the MCU, this opens up like multiverse possibilities, which we already knew. I mean, it's in the Doctor Strange sequel title. We know this is something that they're working on. It could just be a thing where Wanda goes, my brother's dead in this one, I'm going to pluck my brother from another universe, and that can be the new one, maybe, maybe subconsciously. So bringing in Evan Peters also breaks kind of like that it's not quite a fourth wall, but the fourth wall between, like, say, the MCU and the viewers, and that we already know, most of us anyway, the whole background behind X-Men having been a Fox property, and the MCU being its own separate thing. And then after the Fox purchase, now they can have access to use those characters as they see fit. And so now this is, for us fans, the first time that we have seen those two parties cross paths. We got the Fox X-Men Quicksilver within the MCU, which is super cool. I think that I liked Aaron Taylor Johnson's Pietro in Age of Ultron, but Evan Peters brings a level of quirkiness to it that I think just fits in the MCU a little bit more. And then also, like, I hope that they kind of loop in or bring in some of his cool big time scenes that he had in the two X-Men films. The Days of Future Past scene where he's I think they're in like a kitchen or something, and they're cops are about to shoot him, Wolverine, Charles, and he's so fast that everything is basically not moving or in slow motion, and he like rearranges the bullets and makes a guy punch himself, all that kind of shit, was like the dipping the toe into the awesomeness of Quicksilver. And then the Apocalypse film, which is easily the worst one of the well, actually no, I haven't even seen the one after that, the Phoenix one, but so it could be worse. But of the first three, Apocalypse was the worst one. But that was full submersion in the Quicksilver thing. It was like they tried it out in Days of Future Past, and it was really cool. And then it's like, okay, it's kind of like, okay, we've already tried this out. Let's step it up a notch. And the Apocalypse one, where he saves everyone in the mansion before it explodes, is one of my favorite scenes in any of those three X-Men movies. It's probably my favorite scene, period, in any of those X-Men movies. Great music, and just really, really cool visuals of like him like using like the explosion moving outward and like running across it and that kind of stuff. Like, really cool stuff in that scene. So I hope that they bring in Evan Peters kind of permanently. I think it'll be a cool way to kind of like permanently integrate the multiverse into the MCU before we even get to the Doctor Strange movie or the Spider-Man movie. So it can just be a thing where it's like, yo, we lost our Quicksilver, we grabbed one from another universe, and that's what it is. And Wanda can be the one that opens that up. I actually read somewhere that I never knew the exact details of the agreement in which Quicksilver could be used, and in doing like a quick kind of like just what are people saying about the reveal and all this kind of stuff. I saw that the agreement was that X-Men could use Quicksilver as long as there was no mention of the Avengers in relation to him, and the MCU could use Quicksilver as long as he wasn't a mutant. So I think this is a perfect way for the MCU to branch out now, to open up to multiverse, to open up to mutants, and we can go from there. But this episode of WandaVision opened up a lot of doors, gave some more information. We're learning more about what's going on. We're learning more about Wanda's mental state, her increased power abilities. So there's a lot to go on in these final 4 episodes. I'm looking forward to see how they fill out 4 episodes, because like a lot has been done at this point, and we kind of got an idea loosely of where we need to end up. It feels like you could have one more episode left and wrap this season up, and tie up all the loose ends. So I'm wondering what they have in store for the final 4 episodes, but I'm sure it'll be pretty good. So I'll be back every Friday with reviews of WandaVision. It seems like it's going to be pretty good from this point on, so I'll be sticking with it. I'll be back for kind of regular reviews of individual episodes of shows when Snowfall drops at the end of February. So those videos are always going to be spoilers just like these, where I'm just going to talk about the episodes, but WandaVision should wrap up and we can move right into Snowfall, so that'll be something else that can bring in constant spoiler discussions of individual episodes. So that's coming down the pipe as well. And you can check out some of the other videos, previous ones, to see what else is coming up. So I think tomorrow, Saturday the 6th, I will likely not be posting a video. Hey, and then another day off. Look at me. And then Sunday will be another Fight Talk episode, Fight Talk 18, I believe. Alistair Overeem. There's Alexander Volkov. UFC was off last week, back this week. And then there's UFC events every weekend going forward indefinitely. So there'll be a Fight Talk every Sunday. And that's it for now. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.